What are you doing?
Huh?
What are you doing?
Spraying things.
It's the only way to get this shit up.
Dirty.
Yeah, so what we want to do is we want to get most of the dirt, and there's 30 years of it, off of the car.
There's a lot, especially around the oil cooler.
You guys convinced us we're just going to remove the freaking door handles and mirrors because we've done everything else right with this car. Might as well do this. And we would totally leave it with no bumper because it just looks so good. But if we got rear-ended, there it goes. We can't even replace this motor. We'd have to get a shell and then try to do this again. It'd be like 40 grand.
A lot of money and a lot of tears later.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll look into things, but we're pretty pumped. This is the world's shittiest tint. I don't know when and where this is done, but from my experience, tint doesn't just remove. Dude, there's no residue or anything on it. Alright, yeah, so
we wanted to go darker anyway, but that's absurd.
We wanted to go darker, Devin.
Yeah.
Nah, fuck it. We don't even tint it. They should know who had it, Devin.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that time they made you remove your tint before Massachusetts safety inspection?
The speaker's mad old. But yeah, I tried to get my car inspected in Mass, and they said the tint was no good because it was bubbly in the back window. It was like that when I bought the car. I was going to have it retinted, but I needed a sticker to drive around. And they said no, and I had to remove it. And I removed it myself, and it was the worst experience ever because not only was it on there really, really well, it's an Audi TT and it's the back window, so I'm like crammed inside the trunk area type thing, just like peeling the scrap off.
Did they like threaten to not let you leave or something like that too?
They said that legally we can't let you drive off the lot like this. Legally you can't do shit about me driving off the lot like this, but
you can call the cops.
Yeah, call the police on this guy. Yeah, and I'll tell the police that you told me I couldn't get my fucking shit inspected.
What's going on here?
This is in order to get this mirror off, since the wiring goes directly through the door and under the dash. You need to take the glass off the mirror, you gotta take this out of here, and then there's some crazy, I don't know, I haven't seen it yet, but there's some crazy wiring in there that everybody's saying you need this special tool to use. It's only like a $4 tool, so we'll order that up on Amazon to get this off.
If there's one thing people learn from our channel is that they bitch enough in the comments will eventually succumb to peer pressure, like splitting the case.
Oh, look at that.
Where's this crazy tool though?
I don't think I need a crazy tool for this.
Yeah?
Oh no, it's because I need to take each pin out of here because this whole thing won't go through. So I need to take all the wires out of this and then feed it through there.
What if you just cut all the wires and solder them all back together?
I'm not doing that. Because then it turns into this big, huge, bulky thing that needs to go in through here.
It's true. Do it the right way, Devin. I just said we succumbed to peer pressure. You guys did it. You got us. We feel bad about doing this. Anything less than excellent. So we're going to start taking the entire car apart. Except for this. If the glass guy can't do that, we can't do that because it's not worth destroying the headliner and trying to just... That installs like a windshield, so we're not glass experts. That would be the only tape line. But what we are going to do...
Like the shitty old school windows that they are.
Yeah, what we are going to do is, you know, do the other mirror.
This guy right here.
Yeah, we got to take the fenders off to get this one gasket out, so that sucks. As you saw in the last video, the back is already taken apart. There's nothing back there that's a seal anymore. So basically we got to remove the sunroof to get this out, and we have to do this entire door, and we have to take both fenders off to get these on. And then we're going to ask the guy who's going to vinyl wrap it if he wants the car like this in its disassembled form, because he is giving us a deal.
It'd probably make it significantly easier for him too. And if you guys saw in the past, if you've been with us that long, we put this deck lid on here and we're about to tear it off. We're going to take that off and actually take the deck lid off and
yeah, it's
roll
annoyingly
this as
sealed.
good as we can. Yeah,
It's annoyingly
very
sealed with RTV.
Lots and lots of RTV.
So that's gonna be fun. We're gonna have to let's get some like some plastic prying tools, and
Yep.
when you order the bullshit, get some plastic prying tools, and that'll be good. So we're gonna keep working on this, and we'll update you guys periodically. I guess we'll make a video out of taking apart the car that we just spent 18 months building.
Yeah.
A lot of these things are easier than you think they might be. Just a screwdriver wrapped and a little bit of electrical tape. These are just spring clips, and this trim pops right off like this. Yeah, so little triangle shaped clips, and they go in these holes. Easy to take off, easy to put on. Really not worth putting a tape line on that when it's actually easier to take it off, because I struggle with taping things evenly. And then these mirrors, there's an Allen key in the back, and then it's it just kind of like hooks onto the inside, which is why the panel needs to come off. Okay, so the sunroof has to get out. Okay, so the sunroof has to come out to remove the seal on the outside. And once you remove this little guy, this slidey boy, you got get these 4 bolts, and then we should be able to push it out to the top.
Yeah, 4 total.
Allegedly,
on each side. Yeah. Who knows?
According to the internet.
The
so,
interwebs
yeah.
is telling us one thing.
We'll try it. Okay, so the internet was right this time, and we were concerned that because there's no door handles, we'd accidentally shut it, and then because there's no door handles on both sides, we wouldn't be able to open it back up because we wouldn't be able to get inside. But now we could totally climb through the sunroof.
And reinstall the handles if need be, but we just don't have the bit to take off the little clasp here, so
Next best thing.
Foam rollers in there and no sunroof.
Alright, a lot of you guys said when we put the wing on that we were going to regret RTV at the stage before painting, and I'm going to inform all of you guys. Where's the fishing line?
It's right here. I don't know, it's over there in the toolbox.
So what you want to do is get the big game fishing line. And then you'll see that Devin has put on some welding gloves, and he's gonna get the line through there and break the seal that way.
Yep. Gets a little bit harder around the edges, but
you just gotta not be a little bitch about it.
Well, alright, fuck you too.
Alright, so I was just playing before because that was really hard.
Although our fishing line method worked pretty well, you can see on the bottom here, the RTV just clean ripped off some of the paint. Luckily the deck lid was going to have to go down to metal anyways because of that big rust spot that spider webs all the way across it. But noted in the future, do not use RTV or use significantly less only on the outside edge.
Yeah, we're going to use less because this didn't need to be on there.
No, I don't know why we put a gallon.
We could have not
on
used bolts, and it would have been fine.
Yeah, it would have been great.
And this also gives us an opportunity to clean this up way more. This looks like crap, obviously. So it's good that we did this. We'll probably end up just taking off the deck lid 100% off.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah, and then we'll paint the car and the body of the car separately from all these extra pieces here. We'll have 2 painting days, 1 body of the car and 2 the wing, the bumpers, all that stuff.
Yeah, that's the most sensible way to do it.
Alright, so now that we have the car mostly taken apart, I referenced sanding a little bit earlier, but I didn't get into detail. The 220 that I was talking about was for this hood because it is riddled in rock chips, pretty significant ones. For the rest of the car, which is in pretty good condition, you just take gray Scotch-Brite pads and just kind of scuff all the paint up because we're just going to shoot our base coat right over this. It's not getting reprimed or anything like that. The only parts where we're going to have primer is where we putty the rock chips. Let's see if I can... As you can see, it looks like the surface of the moon. So we have a lot of putty to put on this. And then we're just going to use a basic primer over that because you don't want to paint base coat over putty. Other than that, it's just, you know, 6 hours of gray Scotch pads over the whole car. And then things that need a significant amount of work, like the deck lid and the front of the car, we'll get into that when we start doing that. There's a dent up front that's going to need some filler that went all the way down the middle because it was rusty. So that's we're going to use body filler and then primer, and then we're going to hit it with the we're going to sand it, blah 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 blah, all the way up until like 500 grit. The rest of this just gray Scotch pad. The clear coat is actually really thick on this car. What you want to do if the clear coat, I can't really find an example because we already did.
There's some over here, like around the edge of the mirror.
Alright, you guys can see the difference if my crappy camera would focus better. The difference in finishes here, almost like this is a little bit duller and this is shiny. It's because the entire clear coat on the door is fine, but right where the mirror mounted, it started to come away. You could blend this with like a 320 grit sandpaper, and then it'll blend together, and then you use the red Scotch pads and these. You just want to work your way up to the gray Scotch pads all over the car, because like I said, we're just shooting the base gold coat over this, and then the whole thing is going to get clear coat. It's way easier than what we did with the Datsun, because we're not taking this car down to bare metal, because as you can see, the paint's here. The paint is high quality, obviously, of Porsche, and the clear coat is very thick and it's not that bad. So we're going to shoot right over this. Just going to spend today finalizing the prepping stage. Alright guys, that's where we're going to leave this one. We still have a lot more sanding to do, like a ton. Bodywork takes a very long time, but we figured this is a good point to wrap this one up because of the stages these things go. Our very next video should be painting.
Yeah, we have pretty much the entire body of the car sanded to where we want it. Tomorrow the glass guy comes to take out the front and rear. We'll ask him about the quarter panels. So we'll just put the car in the driveway for
Quarter
that.
windows.
Quarter panel windows, whatever. Same thing. But we'll put the car in the driveway for that, and that gives us an opportunity to free up the garage to do all of the other pieces that aren't on the body of the car.
Yeah, a lot of the work that we're doing is off camera simply because it's very monotonous. But this will be like the 10th thing we've painted, so it's nothing new to us. Devin's gonna go ahead and pick a winner for this video's giveaway. If you're unfamiliar with our channel, we give away products from boostedshades.com every single video. If you guys would like to support us, that's actually the best way. Even if you don't win, head on over to boostedshades.com and check out what we have to offer.
Alright, this video's winner is Mitch Seal.
Alright, you can hit us up at Team Boosted at boostedshades.com or through any of our social media platforms. We will get back to you and ship you your prize. If you guys want to win, all you have to do is like, subscribe, leave a comment. Sometimes we ask you guys things. Not always, but pretty much 99% of the time.
So Mitch's comment was asking us to make a metal pair of shades that was all gold with one temple piece red. Apparently he's a fan of the red fender. I guess we can ask if you guys, apparently there's a lot of fans of the red fender out there. We want to know how many of you guys actually liked that thing.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's an interesting question. How many of you are upset that the red fender is going away? So leave that in the comments. You know, team red fender or not, or team, you know, color match. Leave whatever the hell you want pertaining to the red fender in the comments, and you guys are eligible to win this video's giveaway.
As always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
I like that. I am curious as to how many people think
Right?
that's like.
Apparently a lot of people like it.